in several languages like Sri Ramanujam in Tamil, Vaidika Manohara in Sanskrit, Sri Vaishnava Sudha in Hindi, and finished. Sri Ramanuja Patrika in Telugu, which are being published till his death. I leave the next part of it, go to the other one. This says about Uttamur Veeraraghavacharya, another celebrated thinkers of our time. He lived up to 1983, and he was from Madurantakam. As a student, he displayed enormous competence in Shastric learning and understanding. He studied Nayab, all that. After he wrote 107 works, which include the commentary on the 4 basic texts on Vaishnavism, one of the greatest writers in Sanskrit. His Sanskrit is something one has to read to know what he was. And Sri Vaishnava Grantha Chatushtayam he wrote, Sri Bhashyam, Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam, Bhagavad Vishayam and Rahasyatrayasaram, and 52 verses in native Tamil in different themes of Vaishnavism. He established Ubhaya Vedanta Granthamala, a publishing house for the propagation of Sri Vaishnavism. His Paramartha Bhushanam, this is a very important work by Uttamur Swami, which I have dealt in my book on Saptavidha Anupapatti. What he is doing in Paramartha Bhushanam, see, one thing I wanted to tell this audience, that after Vedanta Desika wrote Sata Dushani, there was no Khandana of Sata Dushani by Advaitin. Still Ananta Krishna Shastri wrote Sata Bhushani in 20th century, right? See, for such a long period, 700-800 years, there is nobody has refuted the claims that Sata Dushanikara Desika has done, and attempted by Ananta Krishna Shastri, and Ananta Krishna Shastri's claim was refuted by Uttamur Veeraraghavacharya, very celebrated writer, and he wrote in many other texts also. He wrote on Vaisheshika Rahasyam, beautiful, Vaisheshika Rasayana. Yeah, yes. So Professor, he is my co-author of this article, Badavur Swami. He has come, he will speak for 2 minutes with your permission. So next one is, I come to one celebrated thinker of Sri Vaishnavism who is alive today, 92 years, and tomorrow we are going to have a felicitation function here on him to give him the Lifetime Achievement Award, that is S.N.C. Raghunatacharya. One has to see him to know what amount of scholarship he has. I would not hesitate to say that he is the best Vaishnava scholar living today. The amount of works he has done, will you go to S.N.C. Raghunatacharya? I don't have time. S.N.C. Raghunatacharya is a legendary figure of our time, has contributed a lot. And when for my seminar on Saptavidha Anupapatti, I invited him, writing a letter in Sanskrit. He wrote all the replies in many variety of slokas in different meters. He wrote that how happy he was, and when he came, he had a real bada. One has to see, my book contains those 2 articles, one by Swaminath Shastri and Professor Raghunatacharya, how they have gone into a debate on a particular concept called Maya Vidya. Don't have much time, otherwise I would discuss a little about them. And friends, I just conclude the present scenario. He has, there is one of the, I don't know how far it is true, but he has gone into a debate with Prativadi Bhayankaram Annankaracharya. And the debate was on grammar, and in which he seems to have defeated Annankaracharya. That is what they have written. But Annankaracharya was a great Vyakarana also. His text, he has found out mistakes in all other writings, even in Vaishnavism. So with this, I conclude my talk saying the last one, please. The tradition is still alive, though the writings in Sanskrit and vernacular Tamil are very rare. Some people like us write in English, but the real traditional Tamil writing and Sanskrit writing is not happening today. Many people, those who can write, like Badavur Swami, Professor Venkatakrishnan, and they write, but not as much as is required for us. Though Kalakshepam tradition is alive, the scholars are not taking interest in future Kalakshepam. That is what Dr. Gopalaswamy was telling, we have to take care of the future. So future Kalakshepam in the sense, like you should leave behind some text for the people to have Kalakshepam in the future. That is what I mean. Future Kalakshepam does not mean that you should do future Kalakshepam, but that Kalakshepam material should be kept for the people to do Kalakshepam in the future. So the intra and inter-school interactions are very less today. We don't have scholars. Scholars are simply dying out, and not many are interested, and they do not know the tradition as much to interact in a debate, in a meaningful debate. Friends, I would like to conclude my presentation bringing in a discourse between Prince Milinda and who is the other one? I forgot the name. With a Buddhist, Nagasena and Milinda, where Nagasena says Milinda, that king, when scholars fight, in their defeat they enjoy. When the kings fight, one kill another. A person is killed. A person, like he takes revenge on the other fellow. It does not happen in scholars. So the intra and inter-school interactions are less, which is because of the number of practicing and scholarly Sri Vaishnavas have been drastically reduced. It is time to understand the deeper level concern of Sri Ramanuja, the voice of unity and synthesis, Samanvaya, which Dr. Narasimhan was telling, and not get caught in the dialectical differences. Thank you.
Adbhutam yasya vikrantam vedaviti vishodane aparam nigamantaryam prapadye veeraragava. Yonityam achyuta padambada yugmarukma vyamohatastaditarani trinayamene asmadgurur bhagavatosya dayika sindho Ramanujacharya charano saranam prapadye. Srimate Srivanshatopa Sri Ranganath Yatindra Mahadeshikaya Namaha. I am very much delighted to participate in this conference. I am, though I have come so delayed, I have been given an opportunity to speak at least a few words. I thank the director of the seminar or the coordinator of the seminar. This international conference, I think, will go a long way in promoting interreligious harmony and the relationship of man with God. That is, God's prasada will surely be obtained by most of us. Let me explain only a few points with regard to Uttamur Veeraragavacharya, because the topic covers from Ramanuja to recent times. So Ramanuja has given 9 Ratnas. Maybe his disciples can also be referred to as Ratnas. Among them, there have been so many great disciples of Ramanuja, especially Alvan Srivasanka Mishra, Tirukuruhi Piran Pillan, and so on, Parasara Bhatta and many others. Latest, in the tradition of Vishittadvaita, there have been so many great luminaries. Among them, Sri Uttamur Veeraragavacharya is hailed as Abhinava Deshika. So I will just refer to 1 or 2 points which I came across from his commentaries. First one is from Gita Bhashya Tatparya Chandrika of Vedanta Deshika. While commenting on the Gita Bhashya Tatparya Chandrika, Uttamur Veeraragavacharya points out that with regard to the context of Satvika, Rajasa and Tamasa Ahara, there Swami Deshika has rendered a Tamil Pasuram of Tondaradipudi Alvar into Sanskrit because it is the Vyakhyana on Bhagavad Gita Bhashya Tatparya Chandrika. Swami Desika, Nigamanta Mahadesika wants to emphasize the point about something like Annasesham. I don't go to details. The Tondapiyar or Pasaram is quoted in Sanskrit rendering by Swami Desika, and where Abhinava Desika points to the nuances of the meaning of the Tirumalai Pasuram. Vanular Ariyalaga, Vanava Enbaragil, Tenulam Tulabhamalai, Chennai Enbaragil, Unamainagal Cheyum, Unakarar Ponagam Seida Sedam, Taruvarel Punidamandre. That Tondapiyar was Tamil Pasuram has been rendered into Sanskrit because Nigamanta Mahadesika or Venkatanatha quotes it in Sanskrit version. Divyai Ravedya Vibhaveti Yadi Bruvanti Madbhi Manogya Tulasika Yaticha Chahu Una Kriyapi Paranapi Karayantaha Bhuktadikam Dadati Chen Nanutat Pavitram. Like that, he has rendered the Tirumalai Pasuram in Sanskrit. That has been explained by Abhinava Desika in his commentary on Gita Bhashya Tatparya Chandrika of Vedanta Desika. Another one reference from Uttama Swami's Vyakyanas I would like to point out from the Gitartha Sangraha of Alavandar. While translating Gitartha Sangraha first Sanskrit sloka, Alavandar's Gitartha Sangraha Sanskrit sloka is Swadharma Jnana Vairagya Sadhya Bhaktiyaika Gocharaha Narayana Param Brahma Gita Sastre Samiritaha. That has been rendered into Tamil by Vedanta Desika in his Tamil Gitartha Sangraha Prabandha. Karumamum Jnanamum Kondadum Kadalukor Ilakendri Arumara Yuchiyul Adari Todum Arumbiramam Tirumagalodu Varum Tirumal Endridan Uraitan Dharma Muhanda Dhananjayanukavan Saradiye. Both Sanskrit Gitartha Sangraha of Alavandar and the Tamil Gitartha Sangraha Prabandham of Vedanta Desika have been explained by Uttama Ramanujacharya in his Tamil commentary Gitartham on the Bhagavad Gita. So many explanations are found in the Granthas of Abhinava Desika Uttama Ramanujacharya, but I don't go into details. So I just refrain from going into details. This topic has been very vast. One cannot make any justification at all in providing a paper on the tradition of Vishittadvaita from Nathamuni onwards up to even Uttama Ramanujacharya, who has been dwelling in Nathamuni street. So it has been so vast. How can we restrict it to 1 or 2 minutes or just 1 hour? It has to be done research topic by even 1,000 or 1 lakh scholars, because Vishittadvaita treasure has been so vast. So to conclude, I will quote the Tamil Pasuram of Vedanta Desika. என்னுயிர் தந்தளித்தவரை சரணம்புக்கு யானடைவே அவர் குருக்கள் நிறைவணங்கி பின்னருளால் பெரும்போதூர் வந்தவள்ளல் பெரிய நம்பி ஆளவந்தார் மணக்கால் நம்பி நன்னறியை அவர் குறைத்த உய்யக்கொண்டார் நாதமணி சடகோபன் சேனைநாதன் இன்னமுத திருமகளன் இவரை முன்னிட்டு எம்பெருமான் திருவடிகள் அடைகின்றேனே. கவிதார்க்கி சிம்மாய் கல்யாண குணசாலினி ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமஹ. ஸ்ரீமதே ஸ்ரீவன் சடகோபதி ஸ்ரீ ரங்கநாத யதீந்திர மகாதேசிகாய நமஹ.
Professor Raghavan, sir, as we are about more than 20 minutes late, I would like to postpone question and answer. Now I would like to invite Professor M.A. Venkatakrishnan. Professor M.A. Venkatakrishnan, who is the professor and head of the Department of Vaishnavism, University of Madras. He received many titles for contribution in Vishishtadvaita,
Some of them are Medhavimani, confirmed by P.A. Anangarangacharya Swami. He has printed several unpublished palm leaf manuscripts for the first time, and he is the editor and publisher of Sri Vaishnava Tamila Monthly Journal for past 33 years. I invite and welcome Professor M.A. Venkatakrishnan. Professor M.A. Venkatakrishnan, please proceed.
अस्मत् गुरु समारंभां यतिशेखर मध्यमां लक्ष्मीवल्लभ पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम् ஆழ்வார்கள் வாழி அருளிச் செயல் வாழி தாழ்வாதுமில் குறவர்தாம் வாழி ஏழ்பாறு முய்ய அவர்களுரைத்தவர்கள் தாம் வாழி செய்யமறை தன்னுடனே சேர்ந்து. I deem it a very great privilege to be in your midst to talk about the greatness of Ramanuja in this grand international seminar to commemorate his 1000th year. In fact, this is the most pressureful, that is, pressure of work will be on me in this month very much because of multivarious regular lectures on Tirupavai and Adhyayana Utsavam in the temple and Dhanurmasa and other things. So, in the beginning I wanted to avoid to present a paper here, because if I present a paper, I should justify that is the duty given to me. But actually, because of my pressure of work, I didn't have even time to go in detail about the particular topic. Anyhow, University of Madras is my alma mater. I worked here for more than 28 years. And then, as a student also, I had association with this institution, totally clubbing together, may come to about 40 years. And Professor Mishra was also my good friend, right from my student days. And so, I could not escape from standing before you. So, I briefly submit a paper on the Ubhaya Vedanta tradition. Ubhaya Vedanta tradition, there are so many other things given here. First of all, when considering the position of Ramanuja considered as the single most influential thinker of devotional Hinduism. That is, even the other people belonging to other schools of thought, like Vivekananda and others, have pointed out the greatness of Ramanuja, and they have clearly said that Ramanuja was the only person who was very much caring about the masses, and that is why he has introduced several festivals in the temple. And even in the festivals, the place of Ubhaya Vedanta is given very much important. That we are going to deal with that. So, he recognized temple worship and founded centers to disseminate his doctrine of devotion. He established and developed the concept of Ubhaya Vedanta. See, Ubhaya Vedanta means, what is Ubhaya Vedanta? See, this is the picture of Sri Ramanuja at Sri Perumbudur, especially a rare picture. He carries Shelva Pillai in his lap. That is being celebrated in the form of a festival even now in Sri Perumbudur. And yearly once, Shelva Pillai being decorated and put on his lap, this festival is going on every year. 1 minute. Yes. Then what is Ubhaya Vedanta? First we should understand. See, Ubhaya means, the Vedanta means the ending portions of the Vedas. That is Upanishad. Upanishads are called Jnana Kandas or Brahma Kanda. The Samhita Bhaga of the Vedas are called Karma Kanda or Purva Kanda. But Vedanta is only the Upanishads. Upanishads alone are called Vedanta because they are at Vedasya Ante. That is, they are at the end of the Vedas. And so they are called Vedanta. And the holy works of Alvars, Nalayara Divya Prabandham, the compendium put together is called Nalayara Divya Prabandham, is called Dravida Vedanta. See, the Upanishads are called Samskrita Vedanta, and this Nalayara Divya Prabandham is called Dravida Vedanta. For a Sri Vaishnava, he has to take cognizance, that is, he has to master not only the Samskrita Vedanta, but also Dravida Vedanta. So, he has to give equal validity to both Sanskrit Shruti, that is the revealed text, and Tamil hymns of the Alvars, Divya Prabandham. The significant for it depicts the way in which the hymns of Alvars came to be considered as Vedanta in Tamil. That is, the Samskrita Vedanta has got several drawbacks because Samskrita Vedanta cannot be mastered by everybody. It has got its own taboos and restrictions. That is, only people born in certain community are allowed to learn the Vedas or Vedangas, that is Vedantas. So it is Adhikrita Adhikara. And all those texts are only in pure chaste Sanskrit. And so it is very difficult for even an ordinary man to understand. So that is the difficulty for the Vedas. And then they are infinite, that is innumerable in number. See, unless you master all the branches of the Vedas, one cannot arrive at a correct meaning. This is very clearly established in the Shakala Shaka Pratyaya Nyaya and all that. That is, when you are that is establishing the meaning of a particular passage, see, just reading the lines will not be enough. You have to go, that is, to the other branches of the Vedas also and see how it has been stated there. And then only, finally only you can come to, that is, a decision. So, for a proper understanding of the Vedic passages, one has to master the entire Vedas, which is humanly impossible because they are innumerable in number. And then, for Dravida Vedanta, all these difficulties are not there because they are only 4,000 verses. Number one, that is, it is not infinite, but it is finite. And then, it is in easy, understandable Tamil language. That is Tamil language of the people who are living in Tamil Nadu. See, in those days, Tamil was very popular in other islands also. In Idumupathar itself, a question was asked, why Divya Prabandhams have been, that is, composed only in Tamil? Is it not a language of a particular society? அதாவது இது பிராதேசிக பாஷை இல்லையா அப்படின்னு கொஸ்டின் 7,36,000 படியில் கேட்டுண்டு அங்கே 7,36,000 படியில் நம்பிள்ளை, that is who lived in, that is about 900 years ago, he says that it is not a பிராதேசிக பாஷா, தீபாந்தரங்களிலும் தமிழ் நடையாட காண்கையாலே, he says. That is, even in those days, Tamil was very popular language in other countries also. Even now we see that Tamil is very popular in Malaysia, Burma, Singapore, Thailand. In so many other countries also, lot of Tamil people are there. And more or less, Tamil language is a official or semi-official language in those countries also. So, the Tamil language and the problem is. And another thing, the Tamil Vedas are not restricted to anybody, like Sanskrit Vedas. Sanskrit Vedas are Adhikrita Adhikara, whereas the Tamil Vedanta, that is the verses of Alvars, are பெண்ணுக்கும் பேதைக்கும் அறியலாம்படி. Even a layman and even ladies can, that is, learn and even teach the Divya Prabandham. Because the Vedas are not like that. Even ladies are not allowed to learn the Vedas. It is prohibited. So, what are the difficulties found in the Sanskrit Vedantas are not found in Tamil Vedanta. And so, what Ramanuja did was, he mingled both together. See, one beautiful interpretation given by my Jnana Guru, Sri P.B. Ramanujacharya Swami, that what he says is, Samskrita Vedanta is Bhaya Vedanta. It will make you fear. That is, wherever if you go in Samskrita Veda, all the statements made will make only, that is, a fear within us. Because, see, for statements you say, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha, na medaya, na bahuna shrutena, yam yeshayeva vrunute, tena labhyaha. That is, if you take this statement, it is an Upanishadic statement, Vedanta statement. What does it say? That the Jivatma cannot attain the Lord by Shravana, Manana or Nididhyasana, whatever hard work he does, he will not be easily, that is, Lord will not be easily attainable. Then who can attain the Lord? Only the person who is selected by the Lord will be the beneficiary. அதாவது பகவானை அடையிறதுக்கு நாம் எந்த பிரயத்தனம் பண்ணாலும் அவனை அடைய முடியாது. அவன் நம்ம அடையணும்னு பகவான் நினைச்சான்னா தான் நம்ம அடைய முடியும். Unless he wishes to take us into his fold, we can go near him. Otherwise we cannot go to him. This is the statement available in the Samskrita Vedanta. இது கேட்டோன்னா how can we attain him? See, it is very difficult. நாசோ புருஷகாரேன நச்சாப்பி அந்யேன ஹேத்துனா கேவலம் ஸ்வேச்சையைவாகம் பிரேக்ஷிய கஞ்சித் கஜாச்சன. The Lord himself says in Pancharatra that I will not give myself to anybody. Naso Purushakarena, even if there is recommendation, I will not give myself. I will not yield. Nachapi anyena hetuna, even for any other reason also, I will not yield. Then to whom you will, that is, give your blessings. So, Kevalam Svechaya Eva. By my own wish only, I will select somebody, Prekshya Kanchit, when Kadachana, at some point of time. He never even does it specifies the time or place or the particular person. So, these statements are very vague, and so everybody will be frightened even to know about all these things, how to attain the grace of the Lord. But if you go to Tamil Veda, then what does it say? That he is Pattudai Adiyavarki Eliyavan. That is, he is so simple. If you have got devotion, you can attain him. There is no problem at all. So, this Dravida Vedanta only removes our fear from our heart. And so, Dravida Vedanta is called Abhaya Vedanta. Abhaya means which gives you refuge. But for a Sri Vaishnava, both are to be understood. Unless you understand the Samskrita Vedanta, you cannot, understand the greatness of Dravida Vedanta. So you have to master not only Sanskrit Vedanta, but also Dravida Vedanta. So it is Ubhaya Vedanta. So from Bhaya Vedanta to Abhaya Vedanta, and from Abhaya Vedanta to Ubhaya Vedanta, this was a beautiful interpretation given by my mentor, Sri Prativadi Bhangaram Ramanujacharya Swami, and Azhigamanavada Perumal Nayanar, the younger brother of Pillai Lokacharya, has recorded that Ramanuja used to explain Brahma Sutras with the aid of Thiruvaimozhi in his Acharya Hridayam. That is, Bhashyakarar, Idugondu Sutra Vakyangal, Urunga Viduvar. That is, only with the help of Dravida Vedanta, even Ramanuja was able to write his commentaries on the Samskrita Vedanta. So that shows the importance of Ubhaya Vedanta, both the Vedantas. That is, the main base for Ramanuja's, the foundation for Ramanuja's philosophy is Sharira Shariri Bhava. That is what Ramanuja says, is that Lord is the Shariri, and all other entities as is Sharira. This has been very clearly said by Nammalvar in his Thiruvaimozhi. That is, Udal Misai Uirana Karandu Yengam Parandulan. And the Nammalvaruடைய in the statement Udan Misai Uirana Karandengam Parandulan. This forms the base for Ramanuja's entire interpretations on the Upanishadic passages. So, without the help of Dravida Vedanta, one cannot, that is, even interpret the Samskrita Vedanta. Vedanta Deshika says in his Prabandhasara, what he says, Shayya Tamil Maligal Nam Teliya Vodhi, Teliyada Maranilangal Telihinromi. That is, if you master the Dravida Vedanta, that is the Tamil Vedanta, then you can understand even the difficult portions of the Samskrita Vedanta. Shayya Tamil Maligal Teliya Vodhinal, Teliyada Maranilangal. That is the Maranilangal, the meanings of the Vedic passages which are not very clear. That will also become clear only if you master, understand the Dravida Vedanta. Vedanta Deshika says. That is, for a Sri Vaishnava, both Samskrita Vedanta and Dravida Vedanta are considered to be the two eyes of a person. That is, only if you look at a particular object with your two eyes, then you will have a full dimension of, that is, that 360 degrees or that is 3D effect, what we say. That is, if you want to have clear and correct perception, you have to look with both of your eyes. If you look at only with one eye, then there will be some problem. So, Samskrita Vedanta is one eye and the Dravida Vedanta is another eye. But with both eyes, you are looking only one and one entity, that is Lord Narayana. So, if you want to clearly understand the that is Narayana's, that is his position and all the other things, you will have to look at with both of your eyes, that is Dravida Vedanta and Samskrita Vedanta. So, Ramanuja wanted to propagate this Ubhaya Vedanta tradition by making several arrangements. That is, one, by instructing his disciple Pillan and others to write commentaries on Dravida Vedanta, as the commentaries have been already written for the that is other Samskrita Vedantic texts like Brahma Sutra and others. And then he appointed 74 disciples as Simhasanadipatis to propagate this tradition, and then systematizing the chanting of both the Vedas in the temple. That is, of course, Samskrita Vedas were already being recited in the temples, but Ramanuja made arrangement for the recitation of Dravida Vedanta also in the temples. That is, it became very popular only during the days of Ramanuja. That is, of course, Nadamunigal was the person who retrieved all the Divya Prabandhams which were lost during his days. But Nadamunigal did not have that much of popularity or time for taking it to all the temples of that is the country. But it was only Ramanuja who made arrangements for the recitation of Divya Prabandham in all the festivals. See, in each and see, if you go to a Vaishnava temple, every festival will be, that is celebrated only with the recitation of Divya Prabandham. Actually, you can even say like this, that is, only for the recitation of the Divya Prabandham,